Well, guys, yeah, Forrest Fenn, all the Forrest Fenn searchers, uh, you guys don't understand that it didn't leave Santa Fe. The only thing that's north of Santa Fe is where you start the poem at Warm Waters Halt. Um, it took me a while to believe it too myself, and I spent about 2 years, and then it just starts hitting you slowly. But if you think about it, you've read the book, you know the poem by heart, you know part of the book by heart. Uh, Everything is about the gallery, his trove. Hey, can you calm down a minute? I'm talking. Okay. The trove, as like in the poem, he says, "So why must I go and leave my trove for all to seek?" You're seeking his gallery, his store. Um, definition of trove is a store that has valuable and desirable things. Forrest talks about um, one of the treasures is the water, getting water to your place. And he knew that. He found that out because when he bought the gallery, then he had to find a architect or engineer to draw from where the acequia madre starts to the property, to his cistern, and that ain't a pond in the backyard. It is a cistern for the place and the surrounding other places around it. I can prove all that. That's all proof. The poem takes you right there. But you guys, I know it. It sounds like he's saying it's at least 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe. Well, one of the treasures is the water, and you start it there, but it's only halfway. It's like 4 Mile Reservoir. Hey, calm down. Um, 4 Mile Reservoir is up there, and you got McClure Reservoir. You've got where the Santa Fe comes in. This is where that they even got the water treatment plant for northern New Mexico. Hey, I'll spray you. I got a squirt gun. Um, yeah, and it starts because I looked and I was going to the 8.25 miles from Santa Fe, from the capital, wherever you want to go from, and it don't work. You can't find nothing where Warm Waters halts, and the only place is up there where 4 Mile Reservoir is, and that's where the acequia madre starts. So if the acequia madre starts there, it has a pressa. It's the same thing as a dam, but it's not called a dam. It's called a pressa. Okay, I've gone over this a few times. But with the pressa starting off for the acequia madre, which is all the acequia, you got a lot of places that get water from the acequia. The gallery is one of them, and it's gotten its water there from the acequia for hundreds of years. The acequia also feeds everything going down to the gallery besides and past. All right. The poem works out great all the way down, but everybody's thinking, oh well, it's 8.25 miles. No, he doesn't say. He says that you got to find Warm Waters Halt, and that is north of Santa Fe. The poem, you start the poem, it brings you right back into Santa Fe. So if it does that, it takes you right back to the gallery. That's what everybody missed. I almost missed it myself. I wasn't going to believe it neither. But anyway, the more you think about it and the more it comes, everything starts falling into place on it. You know, I didn't know what the definition of trove was. I thought I knew what trove was. Thought it was like a bunch of gold and stuff. Uh, I didn't know it was a store. Besides that, the family had the celebration of life for Forrest at the gallery. Not only at the gallery, but in the courtyard. Okay, and the courtyard has the cistern. Forrest has mentioned that. And the three pictures on the cover tell you exactly. Water hole is the water holes for a building, because he's got the first picture, the top picture is of him being a kid at the water hole. It has a sign there that says water. And the second picture, he tells you about the acequia. He just don't know what it is because he did Spanish class. I didn't know what an acequia was. I've heard of it, but I didn't know what it was. There's one that runs through my father-in-law's property there in Arizona. But they have 900 acequias still operating today in the United States. Most of them are towards the west. So, but the second picture of when him and Donnie went out looking for Lewis and Clark, not Lois and Clark, Lewis and Clark. Why would you be looking for Lewis and Clark? They're gone. They've been gone for hundreds of years. No, he's trying to tell you it's a hint that you're looking for. And that picture there on that page where that picture is, it starts out, and read what it says. It says they came upon a fast-moving stream that seemed to have some kind of purpose. That is an acequia. But there's acequias all over the place. But the pressa is the dam where it starts. And that's where Warm Waters Halt is, from a dam, pressa. He said it's going to revolutionize the country or whatever. But I can see it doing something like that. Because it's just a canal system, but canals, we call it a dam. The poem will start out, and you're up there on Upper Canyon Road. Take it in the canyon down. The most famous canyon road in the world almost is Canyon Road in Santa Fe, New Mexico. From all the art dealers, all the troves, the shops, the stores. Canyon Road is filled with them. And so he has to tell you how to do this. But see, also, Acequia Madre Road ties into Canyon Road up at almost the start up there where Upper Canyon Road is. But see, he had to throw in the Homer Brown to get you to come down Canyon Road, because at the end of Canyon Road, that's the end is ever drawing nigh, is when you get down the end of Canyon Road, you'll make a left. And if you look at the map and follow Canyon Road to where it ends, going towards the west, it ends into Paseo de Puerta, but he doesn't mention the road. He just says, the end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek. The creek you started out with would be the Acequia Madre. The next street you come up to is Acequia Madre Road, that's where he changed it back at the starting of where Warm Waters Halt. Take it in the canyon down, not far, but too far to walk. Not far, but too far to walk. So it ain't far, but it's too far to walk, so he's driving. So you're going by roads. So if you're going by roads, that changes the Acequia Madre into the road. There'll be no paddle up your creek. That just heavy loads and water high. So stop there at the corner of Paseo de Puerta and Acequia Madre Road. Excuse me. And you look for heavy loads and water high. Now he has brass earth statues in the back. If you haven't been to the gallery, huge ones, big ones, full-size elephants standing on one leg or whatever, blowing water into the fountain. I think the frogs were concrete. But he's got other animals. He's got deer. He's got bear. He's got bear in a tree. All bronze. Excuse me. But the Homer Brown is on Canyon Road. And to get that, I can tell you about that later. But the main thing is that everybody passed this up, and I even did too for years. When I started to, and I just started running into that when I found out what the Acequia Madre Road, and then I looked it up and got the definition of it and what it is. Went to the, I wondered if it had a dam. Yes, but it's called a pressa. Forrest said, where warm waters halt is not a dam. No, it's a pressa. Okay? It's the same thing, but they don't call it a dam. So since you ditched Spanish class, bam, there you go on that. He's trying to tell everybody what, and let everybody remember that the Acequia Madre was a treasure that made Santa Fe what it is today. And Why Must I Go of Troy, he had the old map of the old city and the streets. And there's that where Forrest said that his friend that died at that stoplight on Manhattan. Well, what Troy said was that was Manhattan Road, or Drive, or whatever you want to call it, but Manhattan Road at one time. And where Manhattan Road was and his gallery was, he'd have to stand there to go across the street. So he wondered how long he'd live, if he'd not had to wait at that light. But anyway, everything goes to the gallery, you guys. The wall that he built for his wife that they seen in Italy, that is right there. On the other side of that wall is where the cistern is. Forrest said that in one of the pages, I think it was 123, 4, somewhere right there, where he said his gallery was a cistern for ideas and opportunities. And things flowed into it constantly. So that's what he's talking about, the Acequia Madre. I mean, you guys, don't bother me if you guys don't believe me or not, but you'll find out that's what it is. I just don't know who knows the whole poem, because everybody's thinking it's 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe. That ain't it. It's halfway. It's a 4 mile, and he didn't use miles. He used the 4 mile reservoir. So 4 miles there, 4 miles back, with a little bit for turning around. It ain't 9 mile hole. It ain't, I don't know what. I ain't gonna say. Everybody's got good solves. All the solves are excellent. Every one of them that I've heard and stuff. I like listening to everybody's solve. And everybody's super smart too. But this just got everybody. He found a clever way to do that. Because if you're going north, no matter if you've got to the 8.25 miles or not, when you find your warm waters halt, you don't go by north anymore. You're going following the poem. And the poem is, when you're up there on Upper Canyon Road, take it in the canyon down, you're coming back. So this is what I've been trying to get to everybody, just to help them know what this, because I'm not owed nothing or nothing. I'm just trying to get the solve out to people so they don't, because I did one in the 80s, a treasure hunt that no one figured it out, so they didn't let anybody know where it was. So, that one right there, just kind of a bummer. But this one, my second one I got into, it was a tough one. And anybody said they got it in 20 minutes, they didn't get it in 20 minutes. There's no way. But Forrest wanted this treasure hunt to end. He didn't want it to go on for 900 years. He was just saying that because it being on the island there, which was Gardiner's Island, which he had a dream right after the poem that says that he was reincarnated as Captain Kidd on Gardiner's Island. But anyway, I don't think I'm owed anything. I didn't, Jack got it, or they ended it before that. There's no reason why someone should be saying, oh, well, I'm owed something that's deception and everything else. It doesn't matter. The hunt's over. But I am on Shiloh's side and the families. I'm definitely on their side. Uh, what people are doing to them, to the family and stuff, is just pure bullshit. Uh, the family should be left out of this. Forrest Fenn put on the treasure hunt. Everybody knew that. They should leave the family alone. Dave, that includes you. I mean, especially Dave, I know you don't have the solve. I'm sorry, but it was a good solve you have, but it ain't it. I mean, you could probably convince people, but that's because they don't know nothing about it and they never read the book. It just sounds good to them. But you guys are all smart and everything, and no one wants to get into it anymore because they've already spent enough time into it. They're just waiting for Shiloh to come out and say. But what does Shiloh know? I know he knows the spot where it's at, because where they had the celebration of life. He knows. He knows where the treasure was. Now, does he know the rest of the story? But I'm not mad at Shiloh or the family or nothing. I'll help them any way they need help. I mean, even if it's going after whoever to help them help their case out, because I do know the truth, and the treasure was there. It was with all his other treasures, where his treasures were bold. It's just how it is. I mean, oh well. And I happened to be there once, but COVID, it's kind of blew that out probably for a lot of people. Even if they thought if they were right and they were in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that doesn't mean nothing. I mean, everybody spent a lot of time on their solves, and of course, everybody's going to get kind of pissed when someone goes, "Well, it's here," and they're going, "No way, it can't be there." Well, they go, "I got my solve," but your warm water's halt has to stop. Has to be a dam, some kind of dam, and that's how I know that. You just can't have hot water running into cold water and saying, well, there's your warm water's halt. It don't halt. It has to halt where it stops. And then you open a gate or whatever to release the water in whenever you needed it. The Mayordomo of the Acequia is there in Santa Fe. They also get a water history park that is right there by Upper Canyon and Canyon Road right in there. I seen it yesterday for the first time. I didn't even see it before. But if you want to know home of Brown, that would be 545 Canyon Road. But if you figure out why it's the home of Brown, that was the last thing I found. I knew it was already down at the gallery, but I didn't know where the home of Brown was. I knew it had to be in between there. When I found it, it was smack dab in the middle from the presa to the gallery. It's right about dead center in the middle. Not quite, but it is pretty close. But there's a few discrepancies in it, but it all works out. And the more you think about it, be in the gallery. His father's sitting on the banco. Banco in Spanish is what, a bank? But a bank could mean a bank to us, or the bank of a waterway or something. And what is it, the stars. Well, he had a lot of stars stay there at the gallery. Where else could he put it and not have to worry about someone seeing him put it there? It's illegal to put it in Yellowstone. He knew that. When they started the hunt, the chase, they only came out with 1,000 books. Why would they only come out with 1,000 books? But they also brought in 3 other states too then, because it got so big. So anyway, I don't remember how many books they had to reprint and all that, but it's just one of those things that, and a lot of people even said, "Oh, there ain't no island at the gallery." Yes, there is. But if you get a lot of people crossing that water, that was for drinking, or you have to boil it, but bathing, for your crops, for the animals, for yourself, for everything, That, and you pulled the water out of that cistern. You didn't like take a bath in that water or nothing. And that's why he said river bathing's best, because the acequia madre, you don't bathe in the acequia, because if you do, all these people and all the animals and stuff are getting the water. And they have a yearly cleanup of the acequias. Every year at a certain time they have And I can see Forrest Fenn finding a lot of his arrowheads if he was out there helping. And I'm sure he did, or he had someone go out there and help him. It's just like it's a group thing, the town. And I'm not trying to put anybody's solve down or nothing. I'm just trying to let everybody know what the solve was. It was a good treasure hunt. It was real. And not seeing the treasure there, I know it was there where he had it. The best place he could have put it. That island didn't have no statues on it, nothing. And that was strange to me because when I was there, it just looked bare with the other statues around outside of that. And it was a really nice place. I mean, and I could see a lot of people digging that island up, trying to find a piece or something like that maybe fell out of the box or whatever. And I could see everybody crossing the water too. How many people crossed the Madison up there? I don't know how many people crossed it for Forrest Fenn. And he could put it there legally, and there ain't nobody that could say anything. He was a silent owner, regardless. Because then why would the family have their celebration of life for Forrest and Peggy there? Why? They didn't have the money to have it in Wyoming? No, because it wasn't in Wyoming. Forrest said that him and the finder agreed that it was found in Wyoming. That's really suspicious. Why didn't you just come out and say, oh, it was in Wyoming? He didn't. He said they agreed that it was in Wyoming. And Wyoming definition also means mountain canyons or mountains, valleys, back and forth, mountains and valleys, and Santa Fe is right in between. It is in a Wyoming. So I'm trying to give you guys some stuff to think about and all that, and let you know what because I don't have any other way. I just got my phone, and it don't have a lot of time on it sometimes, so I can't do it very long. If you think about it, and you think about it, and you think about it, and put the gallery to it, it all starts adding up. And starts making it, making sense. In the book were teachers with ropes. They're walking towards the gallery. The picture of the gallery is on one page, the teachers with ropes with the kids on the other. He said, please touch. He asked a few people everybody asking him about how cold the water was or if it was hot. He goes, did you dip your toe in it? So if you could touch stuff at the gallery, you could dip your toe in the water. It sounds kind of funny, but anyway. And the water is deep. And if you get on a satellite and you take and do the poem down from Upper Canyon, down the canyon, on down, the end is ever drawing nigh. And you ain't going to be meek when you go in there. That's what he said. He said, it ain't who you are, it's who you make them think you are. You ain't going to go in there and be meek and say, oh, and lie to them and stuff and say, oh, I'm just here looking at your stuff. Yeah, you're in there looking for a treasure. So, and they'll say, well, there ain't no treasure there. No, because they just worked there. Forrest is the only one that knew. I think he said, well, there's two people that knew, but one of them was dead. He was the only one that knew this. And I did send him my solve, but I only sent him the first two clues, and then told him I went down to the gallery and walked around the courtyard and then left. And what did he say? And when I sent it to him, that was my very first email to him. And I said that I sent it 3 times by accident. So that's where he gets that's where I think he gets it. Because I didn't think he was really talking about me or whatever. When he said that some people had the first 2 clues, walked right by the rest of the clues, and walked right by the treasure. Now, I don't know. I'd like to have been around and seen him tell these people, people interviewing him, and he's walking them around that courtyard. around that pond or the cistern, because I guess they got, well, everybody gets in little droughts and stuff, so they need water. So if you had a big cistern, you fill that sucker whenever you could. That was your water. So anyway, I'm just trying to get it through to everybody that I know everybody's kind of getting excited and everything else, and I've been trying to tell everybody for the last 3 years, but I guess since I know it and everybody else don't, I guess everything that I say sounds like it's all kind of funny and all that stuff, just weird. But you'll all understand. You'll get it as soon as the statute of limitations is up, because no, because there was a lot of people I heard that was down at the gallery. You know, a few people anyway, not a lot, but a few come in there and telling Forrest you better bring in the treasure or something like that, and cops would come. And anyway, just, and I had one of the people down there at the gallery tell me that he had to come out there and tell a few people that the treasure wasn't on that property. And so I tried to call him that day, and I didn't get a hold of him, but tried to call him and ask him, did he say that to them, really? But I never got an answer or nothing for that. So, but anyway, that was the one place. That's common sense right there where you could put it. And it all works out great. Every little story that he's talking about. Oh, and the homely girl, right at Blue Jeans and Hush Puppies, at the start of that one, there is, there is them talking about, I'm trying to think. Anyway, I've got some animals around here that just have problems. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'll get back and do another video sometime. Alright, y'all. Be careful and stay safe. Alright, you have a good one. Bye.